Shalom, Pastor Hawk, coming back at you with this truth, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Kodash. And I'm going to entitle this video, Vocab Melon is a Demon from Hell. So I got up this morning and I was checking my notifications, and this popped up, schools forcing young Jakes into wearing dresses. So this is an actual Jake, because Jake knows in their spirit that they know in their spirit. Let me see if I can find it. Excuse me. Bear with me for a minute. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there's Romans 2. Let's see if I'm correct. Let's see if I'm correct. I'm sorry. There it is. I knew it was in Romans 2, but I wasn't sure of the verse. It says Romans 2, verse 14. For when the Gentiles, which are the Israelites, that at this time period, they know that they were Israelites, but coming back into the fold, which we all experienced this. For the most part, 99% of you were like Baptist or Methodist or Seventh-day Adventist or Jehovah's Witness or Roman Catholics, if you're from the so-called Latin tribes. You were all, labeled as Gentiles. And they taught you, I remember going to church, Protestant church. They said that y'all are all Gentiles. And all these churches, they big up the small hats. Anyway, it says, Romans 2, verse 14, for when the Gentiles, which are Israelites, you got Vocab Melon and these Christians that don't understand the scriptures, when you tell them that the Lord only came for the Israelites, they'll go to the New Testament and bring out a ton of scriptures where it speaks about the heathen and the Gentiles, meaning they're trying to say that that's talking about other nations or the Greeks. Well, that's not the case. Those are Israelites that, perfect example. I always use this example. Cornelius. Cornelius was an Israelite whose parents most likely going all the way back to, the famous Corneli family. Inside joke. Most likely Cornelius was a Judite, and his ancestors, his foreparents, probably got mixed up in that situation with Antiochus Epiphanes, where they were forced to not be Israelites. So they taught their children that. And this happened with us coming to this country. Before we came to this country, when they gathered us up from various parts of West Africa, Nigeria is one of the main places, but Ghana, those places, because most of you that do a DNA test will most likely go back to Africa. Some of you will go back to actually Europe. There's a series by Gates. I forget his whole name. The series was called, it was on PBS. It was called African Lives, I think it was called. African Lives, African American Lives. And he did DNA tests to various celebrities. I remember him doing one on Oprah Winfrey. And she said, I'm a Mandinga, I'm Mandinga. And he went back and he said that your line, your strongest part of your lineage goes back to Europe. So she's like taken aback. Well, because you had Israelites scattered throughout Europe. It says, for when the Gentiles, which are the Israelites that didn't actually know that they were Israelites, were coming back into the fold, which have not the law. All of us, before we came to Israel, into this circle, you eating pork, maybe some of you wasn't eating pork, maybe because me, I wasn't eating pork. Stopped eating pork when I was like 15, 16. Because I heard the Muslims say, no, don't eat pork. So I said, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not going to eat no more pork. And I remember my parents not even bringing pork. There was a point where they stopped bringing pork into the house. Well, that's another story. But anyway, it says, so that made us Gentiles, but we ate shrimp and lobster and all that other stuff until we came into the actual truth, the true truth at One West. The truth came out of One West. It says, for when the Gentiles, which are us, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, we know that there is something wrong with a man being with another man. There's something wrong with that. You know it in your spirit. But Jake does it anyway, and they call it down low. They sneak around and do it. You got a lot of men that may have beards, that go to the gym, that, do everything that a masculine man would do. I'm saying a masculine man as opposed to a feminine man. A lot of those guys that look manly, a lot of them are playing both sides of the fence. They got wives and children, but they hanging out with the boys. Oh, we're hanging out with the boys. And they getting it in. But they do it on a down low. They do it on the down low. Let's look up the word down low in the let's try the down low. Okay. Bear me for a minute. The down low bear me for a minute. Bear me for a minute. Okay. Down low. Sexual slang. Down low is an African American slang term. Is a Jake term, not Esau doesn't use this. Moab, none of the nations use this. This is an African American slang term specifically used within the African American community that typically refers to a sexual subculture of what? Of black men who usually identify as heterosexual. They just deal with women. Bear me for a minute. Identify as heterosexual. What is a heterosexual? Heteros, heterosexuality is romantic attraction, sexually attraction of sexual behavior between people of the opposite sex or gender. So they play it off. A lot of these jakes that you run into, man, a lot of them, there's not in Israel, but then we had one guy in particular in one of the camps that was cool with us. This guy would go to camp and he put up a video, and he, after he came out the so-called closet, he did a video. And I'm gonna get into vocab and all that. Don't worry about that. He did a video, YouTube page. It called, what is it called? Uh, Sodomite in your house. That nigga out of his fucking mind, man. You know, he would go to the camp. He wasn't a part of our camp, but he was part of another camp that they used to come to our camp and salute us and all that. And they still around, but they basically he got out of there. And he used to actually come to camp, hold post, speak, read, put the fringes on. But he would get texts on his phone, and but you think, you know, you might be your wife or a girl that you're gonna get with later. He was actually getting a text from actual men as to when they're going to meet. So here he is doing the work of the Lord, but he's setting up a date to get with another dude, and he's in camp like it's nothing, like it's no big deal. So you know, it got to us, and we, you know, we aired him out. We said, man, you the damn devil, this, that, and the third. But he was doing it down low. He would never come out and say that because, well, nigga, get the fuck out of here, man. So it says, so like I said, down low is a Jake term among so-called African Americans, right? It says, who identify as heterosexual. No, I just deal with women. You know, I'm not, ain't no homo. You know, they use terms, but they are homos, mo's. But actively seek sexual encounters and relationships with other men. This is what Jake does. We don't know the percentage, but don't be surprised if you find out this dude that you cool with, that you see going to work, you cool with that dude. And don't be surprised if that dude is doing the down low. And that's big among the Jake community, man. That's why more Israelites will be put to death than will be delivered. They said practice gay cruising. Gay cruising. Oh, look at this. Look at this guy. He's out in the woods. Oh, my goodness. Cruising for sex, or cruising is walking or driving about a locality called a cruising ground. This is what Jake does, and this is what Esau does. In there was a story of this old senator in the bathroom, and he was trying to kick his shoe under the stall because he was trying to have some sexual relationship with this other Edomite, and he got caught out and he denied it. No, just got my leg, you know. But there was a book I remember back when I was going to community college. One of the professors, he was a psychology professor, sociology professor. I believe it was him. I remember his name, Esposito. I believe it was him that mentioned his book called The Tea Room something, or The Tea Room Trade or something like that. And it's a book about how Edomite men go to, truck stops and different places and resting places, and they'll kind of give another Edomite or Jake the look, and then he'll give him the look, and that guy give him the look back, and they'll go to a hotel, and that happens all around the country. Man, you'd be surprised how many Moes are out there in this goddamn country, and they're pushing it now. This is a government thing. They're pushing it now. Oh, did you see the latest video of Joe Biden? He's talking. This is him coming out of the hospital, and he's talking, and his voice is super deep, and his eyes don't close. They don't close. His eyes are like wide open, and he's talking with this deep voice, but he looks like Biden. So something's going on behind the scenes, man. It says cruising for sex or cruising. It made a movie starring Al Pacino. He was undercover. He always played an undercover cop. Undercover cop that had to investigate a murder, but it was in the gay community in Greenwich Village, and he had to act like he was a Mo. And I remember the scene. He went to a club, and they actually had a club. I don't know if it's still around, called a Ramrod. Okay, I don't got to say anything more on that. But anyway, there's a scene where he got to act like he's one of them, and he gets up. Some guy calls him out. He's wearing like a motorcycle leather jacket with the chains and all that, and then he started dancing, and the dance was so fucking funny, man. He did that. He did the Mo dance. He did the Mo dance. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me read this, and I'm gonna see if I can find that clip. It says cruise, because the name of the movie was called Cruising. So that's what cruising means. Cruising for sex or cruising is walking or driving about a locality called a cruising ground in such of a sexual partner, usually of the anonymous, casual, one-time variety. And these crackers, and Jake too. The term is also used when technology used to find casual sex, like going on and dating, like the web. And your black woman, she's masters at that, man. The black woman is the two biggest of them. I got to be careful with my words. Are the Jake and Esau, the Jake woman and the Edomite woman. Stay away from that woman, man. Stay away from really both of them. Get you a Latin woman. Hope she don't hang out with black women, all right? Gay the worst. This is such as using an internet site or a telephone service. You see the guy in the fucking butt ass naked in the damn woods. But they don't, there's no laws against this. The Most High is not dealing with this fucking place. Anyway, I'm sorry. It says, but so this is a slang among the so-called black community. Okay, they identify as heterosexual, but actively seek sexual encounters and relations with other men. Practice gay cruising, right? Or just cruising, and frequently adopt a specific hip hop. Ooh. So guess what? This is big in the hip hop community, man. This is big in the hip hop community. This is a major thing in the hip hop community. The whole thing with Hassan Campbell and African Bambaataa, he accused him of sexually, and a lot of people came out with it. So don't be surprised if you find out your favorite rappers. I don't know if all of them are or most of them are, because a lot of them are coming out saying that you go to these mansion parties and you see people that you think are straight up. Yeah, they're straight. Yeah, they straight getting bent over. Yeah, Yeah, this is a wicked, evil society, man. This is a demonic, wicked. This is I would have to say that this is the most wickedest society on the planet Earth. Now, I open up with vocab is from hell, whatever I call it, straight from hell. If you notice, now I'm going to go to a video that vocab he does a parody, but he has a coon do the parody about the 12 tribes, right? Now, if you notice, vocab has nothing negative to say about that community, the Mo community. There's not one, he has nothing negative to say about witch covens, witchcraft, what else? Well, those are some of the main two. He isn't going to, he doesn't get on any church. If there's a big sex scandal, he doesn't get on that. All he does, him and Creepy Miguel, all they do, and I noticed, I went to Creepy Miguel's page, Sam Miguel TV. I'm watching all of the videos going back, I don't know, 2 years, 5 years, or whatever. And it's mostly on Israelites. Israelite does this, Israelite kills somebody, Israelite rapes a little girl, and all that. And but then there's other videos where it's just Jake doing horrific crimes, and there might be a few, just to be fair, a few with Edomites doing a horrific crime, but it's mostly Jake because he hates Negroes. Creepy. I was gonna say Creepy Joe. Creepy Miguel hates Negroes. He hates Negroes. It says, let me read on. It says the generally avoided disclosing their same sex. I got to read this again. It says gay cruising, right? And frequently adopt a specific hip hop attire. Now, I'm not going to say that he's a Mo because he's married, got kids, and all that, but they just happen to use a image of a Snoop Dogg. Me personally, I don't think he's one of them, but you got Jakes out there in the hip hop world that because he even bigged up the Israelites. So a hip hop fashion is a distinctive style of dress originating from urban Black America and inner city youth located in New York City. Yeah, came out of New York City. Hip hop came out of the Bronx and spanned the whole world, followed by the Los Angeles, then Los Angeles came behind, but then Los Angeles kind of took New York over, but now it's like, now you got the South, and that proves right there we're the salt of the earth when it comes to anything. Why do you think vocab is trying to spit fire, but he's spitting smoke rings like Godzilla's son? That's Godzilla's son. He's trying to spit fire. He's spitting smoke rings. I'm not trying to be funny, but came out that way. Followed by Los Angeles, then other U.S. cities, all have contributed various elements to the overall style seen worldwide today. What does it mean by worldwide? You got these people in other nations got their hat tipped. Where do you think they got that from? Rocking Jordans. Where do you think they got it from? They got it from Jake. Because we're the Israelites. We're the salt of the earth. Spiritually, mentally, style-wise. We are those people, man. People come pay money to watch us perform. Okay, practice gay cruising and frequently adopt a specific hip hop attire during these activities when they out there looking for other men in the Black community, or in the conscious community that has nothing negative to say about these Mo's. And don't be surprised if some of them are. Wink, wink, nod, nod. You know what I'm getting at. They generally avoid disclosing the same-sex sexual activities, even if they have female sexual partners. Yeah, because you got to keep appearances up. They'll get married, they'll grow a beard, they'll go to the gym, they'll teach their sons, they'll play football with their sons, and so forth. But then I'm getting with the boys, and they are getting with the boys. The boys are back in town. Yeah, the boys are back in town, and they and they ain't messing around. It says they are married to a woman, or they are single. The term is also used to refer to a related sexual identity. Down low has been viewed as a type of impression management that some of the informants use to present themselves in a manner that is consistent with perceived norms and masculine. Didn't I say that? They'll watch the football game. Oh, we're gonna watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're gonna watch the Super Bowl, and then they're gonna go in the bowl. They're gonna go in the bowl. They straight, yeah, straight bending over. Masculine attribute, attitudes, or behavior. So, you know, and like I said, this is in the so-called African American community, man, and it's in the hip hop community. Not all of these people in the hip hop, according to me, are doing that, but you got some of them that come out the closet. Anyway, let me do this. Let me do this. Bear me for a minute. Okay, let me see. Let me do it this way. I'm sorry. Bear me for a minute. I want to try something. Al Pacino. Al Pacino. Okay, this is the scene right here. This is the scene right here. Oh man, hey, I'm not even gonna click on this. He's in the ramrod, right? And he got that, that tough motorcycle game attire, and he meets this guy and they arm wrestle. They arm wrestle, but then they go out dancing. And you gotta watch the scene. He does that Mo dance. Anyway, I'm gonna watch this later. So there he is dancing. There he is dancing. Anyway, that came out years ago. What, 80, 81? Okay, where am I? All right, well, let's okay, this right here is the newest video that this double Vocab Malone put up, and he's got a Jake doing it. He's going through the tribes. So basically, they're making mockery of 12 tribe chart, a rap with a Hebrew Israelite puppet. So basically, he can't get us scripturally, but he's figuring, and he's getting his marching orders to make mockery of him. And then you got these Christians, these blind Christians that are all going to be put to death. Let's see, I'm just looking at the comments. Okay, this guy puts in, a lot of these people look like they got Hebrew Israelite names. The chart is a joke. That's what makes this so too funny. Okay, this is what is this, K Dub through, which he can't rap to save his life. He's worse than Vocab Malone. Laugh out loud. You got to find that Bruno Mars one. And like I said, it was a waste of time. It was a complete waste of time for Bishop Nathaniel to go out to them churches. Nothing came out of that. Nothing positive came out of that, man. All you got was some kickback. Let me see. I'm just looking through these. And look at this. They're gonna push that Jesus Christ stuff. These people are on a low level, man. A low level of intelligence. There's a Joshua Flores. One had to be one of the Latin tribes. They so corny for this. Shame on them. Repent and come to Jesus Christ. And if they were able to go deep, they would know that doesn't mean anything. And it should be, if you're going to say, you would say Jesus the Christ, because Christ is not. Most Christians think that Jesus. What's I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say, what's you know about Jesus? Yeah, I know about Jesus. Yeah. What's Jesus' last name? I guarantee you, they'll say Christ, Jesus, Mr. Jesus Christ. Show you how stupid they are. So it should be Jesus the Christ, if anything. Christ just means anointed. It's a title. And again, these Christians, these ones that at least follow vocab, none of them quote scriptures because they don't know the scriptures. It says Argentina is a capital of the Mo activities. So, but you know, it's amazing how they can take. How this guy can control a Jake to do his bidding. You know, he's the vocab is a puppet master. I'm not going to show you this. This is nonsense. You know, he's not serious about the gospel. He's about the truth. You know, he's set up. We believe he's set up. Anyway, where was I going to go? I had a lot of blue letter. Okay, I went to that one. Let's see. Okay, we liken him unto Haman. So when you read about Haman, which I'm not going to read it, Haman, I'm not Haman, the book of Haman. Esther, chapter 8 and chapter 9, actually, Esther, let me do this. Let me do this. Okay, you know what? Let me read these. I had this kind of up there. I'll just go through it. And what this man is doing is making mockery. He's making mockery. I believe this is the Greek word I clicked on. It's for mock. Okay, let me bring this back. Okay, that's not it. But let me go here. Let me come back, bring it back. Okay, it says here Lamentation 1 verse 7, Jerusalem remembered in the days of her affliction and of and her and of her miseries all her pleasant things that she had in the days of old, back when we were in order, when her people fell into the hand of the enemy. We're in the hand of the last enemy, which are the Edomites, Esau, and none did help her. None did help her. The adversaries saw her and did mock at her Sabbath. Let me just check something. The Lord Yahweh hath trodden underfoot all my mighty men in the midst of me. He hath called an assembly against me to crush my young men, and the Lord hath trodden the virgin, the daughter of Judah, as in a wine press. Now, right here, the virgin, the daughter of Judah, is talking about the men, the righteous men that have turned from righteousness and was, destroyed. So let's do this here. I got to get back into the whole book of Lamentation, and which represents past captivities, and we apply it to today, the captivity that we're into today. Lamentation 2 verse 15, right? Let me try it. Let me start at 14. Lamentation 2 verse 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity. You're supposed to tell Jake that they're going off. They got to come back to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. Banishment meaning the Most High push you out. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem. So when you see, it doesn't say daughters of Jerusalem, it says daughter of Jerusalem. This means Israelite men and women, saying, is this the city? This Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, Isaiah 52, that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth. All our enemies have opened their mouth against thee. You could read Psalms 83. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. Let me come back over here. So they made mockery of us at the fact that every time we went down, they made mockery of us. The king of Moab at that time, King Mesha, he there's a stele, a stone, Mesha stele, which is a Moabite stone, and he wrote on the stone in the ancient Hebrew, Lashawan Kodash, whatever you want to call it, because that region they spoke Hebrew. Esau spoke Hebrew, Moab, Ammon, that Midianites, the Canaanites before we took it down, the Canaanites speaking Hebrew. There was one language. It says, Ezekiel 22 verse 5, those that be near and those that be far, like these nations around about us, from thee shall mark thee, which art infamous and much vexed. Matthew 20 verse 19. Let's see what that says. And shall deliver him to the Gentiles. Now, right here, this word Gentiles is talking about the other nations, the Romans, to mock and to scourge and to crucify him. And the third day he shall rise again. Mark 10, verse 34. And they shall mock him and shall scourge him and shall spit upon him and shall kill him. And the third day he shall rise again. Luke 14, verse 29, least happily, after he hath made the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that beheld it began to mock him. And you know what I got to do? This is talking about for you brothers out there that came into the fold. You got your garment, your fringes, you went out on the highways and the byways, you were raising hell, you form a one Wester, and then you stop. Now, Apostle Gabar and Apostle Ricard did a video earlier. I was watching some of it, and this made me do this video pretty much. Going into the 14th Street Israelites. The last video that they put up was 2 years ago. So they turned their back on the plow, obviously. Okay, let me start from the 27th verse, Luke 14, verse 27. And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. What does it mean to bear your cross? Meaning to do this work. For which are you intending to build a tower? And this tower is the tower of work that we build, right? Sit it not down first and counteth the cost. Like you make a decision, if you're going to be a part of a camp, you can't turn your back. If you turn your back, the Most High is going to cast you into outer darkness. He's going to say, bring him near to me and slay him before me, whether he have sufficient to finish it. A lot of you guys have fell out. Some of you got kicked out and started teaching on your own. Then you got tired and you stopped doing it. You went back into the world. And every last one of you that we have encountered, whether it be the Kemetic community, the Moors, Baptists, Methodists, these coons that follow Vocab Melon, coon Christians, that's a new word, coon Christians. Every last one of you that had bucked up against the 12 tribe sign, because that's in the scriptures. It's found only one place in the scriptures. Is that Ezekiel 37 verse 6, around about the start of the 15 verse, 16 verse, the key verse. We apply it today. The disciples and Yahushua wasn't walking around with no sign. That's talking about now. That's why we got that sign. Because the Most High said, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? So how are you going to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel when you don't even know who the Israelites are? You can't identify them. That's stupid, man. It said, less happily, after he that layeth the foundation and is not able to finish it, you fall off, you turn your back on the plow. All that beheld it began to mock him, saying, this man began to build, meaning building this truth, and was not able to finish. Or what king going to make war against another king, sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000. So you got to count the cost. Okay, so now let's come over here. Because what this clown is doing is mocking us, but he's using these coon-ass Christians to mock. He's a puppet master. He's a demonic puppet master. Like I said, as I said in the beginning of this video, where is it? I had another one set up. Bear me for a minute. Let me open up another tab. Oh, I gotta watch this. GMS Page Master, the beloved elder, Kazak, IUIC Deacon Yawasop. No. Come on now. He used to be part of my camp. This guy, he's going to wind up taking that paragma if he doesn't wake his ass up. If he doesn't get from around, hey, Bishop Nathaniel almost got you guys locked up, man, for doing what you did to Geno Jennings. I think the feds came to him and said, look, if you want these guys arrested, we can arrest them. You can sue them. There's a lot of things they can do. It says breaks down MOTB like Pat Robinson. So I'm going to watch this later. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me put this on now. I hope you can hear this. I'm all over the place, but that's my style. This is 15 minutes long, so.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Verse 24. For there shall arise false anointings, or false messiahs. Okay? People think it's character here.
This devil Pat Robinson from the 700 Club. I remember him on his sidekick was Ben Kenchlow and Jake. Anyway, he did a video years ago because somebody asked him about the MOTB. And he said that's not the MOTB. The correct, the chip is not the MOTB. But he said they are going to give people the charagma, but it's not, you don't equate it with the Revelation 13. That's what this devil said.
This devil, this demon, this Edomite, he knows that the MOTB is the charagma, is the CHIP. He knows that. Okay? But as far as his false breakdown, you're going to hear it. I'm going to play a video of it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this recent video of the IUIC first. In particular, you're going to hear Deacon Yawasop. I'm pretty much explaining, the fringes, explaining the phylacteries, okay? The phylacteries in particular that our forefathers used to wear on their hands, and also, as frontlets between their eyes. That was something that was a part of our culture. But see, that was something that was supposed to be spiritual. What you're going to come to find out is that the MOTB, this mark of this beast system, is something physical. It's something. It's something tangible. It's something that Esau Edom wants to physically insert in your body. All right. So the MOTB is not something spiritual. It's physical. Esau Edom is physical. He's a physical creature. He wants to physically put that in your body to control you. Okay? And as it is written, that no man might buy or sell save he or she, because women are going to be mandated to take it too, that had the mark. All right?
And that technology is already here. People already accepted the charagma, but it's just not mandated by the whole planet Earth. This is what the great reset will not take place. The fulfillment of the great reset will not take place until the majority of the people on the planet Earth, we're talking 95+% of the people, that's their plan. They want to do everybody, get the charagma, and it's a physical thing. And the reason why, and I'm going to get ready to watch what Deacon Yawasop was going to say, and I remember Deacon Yawasop used back in the day, the earlier YouTube videos, he used to say Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Then they had a meeting. Bishop Nathaniel called a meeting saying, this is what I heard. People told me they had a meeting. We're not going to call on Yahweh Shai. We're going to call on Jesus the Christ. I would say, wait a minute, what? Why? What's this all about? And what 20 some odd years ago, you and Bunyamin did a video. It's still on YouTube. How you dedicated what 2+ hours or 2 hours or so going into the books, going into the Hebrew, and his name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. You had all those rings on you, man. And now, oh no, we can't call him. We got to call him Jesus, on the Most High and Christ bless. This is why if you're in your right mind, you will leave the IUIC immediately. Now, Yahweh Shai's not going to do it because he likes the garments, he likes the parades, he likes all those the gimmicks, as Apostle Kabar always said, they got gimmicks. We just give you the straight, skinny, give it to you raw. So let's listen to a little bit more. So I'm dealing with different topics, right? But like I said earlier in the video, I spoke about Vocab Melon. If you notice, Vocab Melon has no problem with any other religious group. He has no problem with any Christian group that's involved in some, child molestation scandal or something like that. He's not saying nothing about the Pope. Not saying nothing about the Pope, and the Pope is over there in Canada asking for forgiveness to Gadites because they took the children. They were sexually assaulting, abusing those children, man. So he goes over there and says, I apologize. And then these Uncle Tomahawks, they give him a damn headdress, man. Fuck them, man. And like I said, the Most High is getting ready to open up on you people. He's getting ready to open up. This is the closing credits, man, of this system, of Esau's system. This is the closing credits. The last thing that you Edomites are going to experience is the whole chapter of Revelation, chapter 18. That's the closing credits of you devils. So let's listen.
You won't be able to buy or sell without it. It has nothing to do with, something being spiritual. Okay? You can't buy and sell with your actions. Well, I do this with my thoughts. I act something out with my hands and I think it in my mind.
And the buy and sell will be not with money. They're going to do away with the paper dollar. They're going to do it the way with this currency. And what they're going to replace it with is the acronym CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. Your blockchain. Everything is digital. And you'll be able to discharge debt or buy things and sell things through your account that's not going to be in your credit card. It's going to be in your body. That's what biometrics is all about. Look that up.
You can't buy and sell with that. But let's listen to IUIC, in particular Deacon Yawasop, and let's hear him break it down. And we're going to listen to Pat Robinson. We're going to break that. Which Priest Zabak of the HOI, of the House of Israel, he breaks it down the same way as IUIC does.
And Priest Zabak, what he does, he pretty much mimics what he learned from the 7 at One West. And most of the 7, they went back into the world. Lahab, he bugged out. He thinks Edomites can make it. Yeshaya, he just went back into the world. He's not out there in the forefront. Isaiah 30 verse 20 says, you shall see your teachers. You should hear a word behind you. The true prophets of the Most High on the highways and the byways, and they're doing the sit-downs. They're constantly putting up videos to edify the masses, really the elect. So, you coming up at the scripture said, cursed be the man that trusts in man. Don't trust me. Verify. Be like the Church of Berea. Let's listen.
ISUPK, y'all break it down the same way, beginning with General Yohana, the so-called commanding general. You know, you call him Gehenna. Because Logan set that dude ass on fire. You know, he knows.
Oh yeah. No, forget about it. That dude, that's a hustle. That's the General Yohana hustle. That man is hell. Vocab is more spiritual than him. That dude, it's beyond me how anybody can follow this guy Yohana, General Yohana. It's beyond me that Captain Tazariak and Captain Kaktazak, if I'm saying his name correctly, which are two intelligent brothers that are into the scriptures. You watch these guys, they going, hey, if I watch either of them 98% of the time, I'm shaking my head, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. They all go off on a couple of things. You have no business following Yohana. That man is not a man he's not a man of God. He's definitely not a man of the Most High. He's not doing the work. You hardly ever see him. And everybody sees that, man. Let's listen on.
Okay, but let's get into it. I don't want to make it too long. All right. Yeah, this is one of the recent videos. The Deacon Ethan, you see him to the left.
I'm gonna call him Deacon Ethan. Ethan's gonna get ethered. Anyway, this guy right here, Deacon Ethan, the Israelite, the fear of the fringes. Me and him go back and forth, me and him go back and forth. But he came, what was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. He said that, yep, you guys are right. The MOTB is what you guys say it is. If I had I should have, did a screenshot of it. But so he knows that, and he's gonna react when they actually set up them chipping stations. He's gonna react, and that, like I said, Jake is gonna bug out all these different camps. They're gonna bug out, man. When they confronted with the fact y'all bugged out with the jump shot, so y'all really gonna bug out. They're gonna put more pressure on you to get this charagma because they got to fulfill Revelation 13 and 16. So let's listen on.
IUIC, the Israelites, the fear of the fringes. We don't fear wearing fringes. We're just being wise. You know, he's talking about Great Millstone. And also, the way you say your name properly in the Hebrew is Ayathan, not Ethan. That's why guys don't believe in Hebrew. Let's go.
Ethan Hawke. That's his new name. Ethan Hawke.
You talked about phylacteries earlier, and you're on to something about fringes on your heart, right? Y'all with me? Your heart represents your mind. That's number one. Okay? And in terms of putting fringes around your mind, that's what the Pharisees were doing in terms of having the phylactery, the boxes up here, and the things around their arms. Let me explain what that's supposed to signify. The box of laws on your, like it says in the Old Testament, that they may be between your eyes as frontlets. That's where they was getting it from. Meaning that the laws are supposed to be represented in your mind. That's what these.
Now he's right on that. He's right on that. Speaking about the phylactery.
And they actually did have phylacteries. They had a physical thing called the phylacteries, but it symbolizes that the law got to be in your mind, in your heart. They physically had fringes and tassels. You see some of the brothers with the tassels. You see some brothers with the fringes and the tassels. The high priest and the priests, Levites, they had the priestly garments. Aaron, for example, his garment, they go into detail as to how the garment is made. And on the bottom of the garment, he has the fringes, he has the tassels, he has what is it? He has a pomegranate, then a bell, a pomegranate, then a bell. So they made these molten pomegranates and bells, and they put it on the bottom of his garments. Now you got Sakari saying that the Morgan David, the shield of David, or the 6-pointed star, is a perfect pomegranate. No. The pomegranate that was on the border of the garment, that's what it's talking about. And the priests wore long garments. Let's listen. And like I said, the phylacteries was a physical thing. So if you're going to keep the law perfectly, you're supposed to have phylacteries around your head. As goes the same with the fringes. You can't say, oh, this is a spiritual thing, but the fringes is a physical thing. No. It doesn't say that in the scriptures. The fringes is a physical thing, and the phylacteries, that's also a physical thing, which signifies being in your mind. What does the fringes signify? When you read a couple of verses above that, what is that? Numbers 15:37, I think it is. I hadn't read it in a while. Numbers 15. Remember the man that got stoned for picking up sticks on the Sabbath? After that, you read a couple of verses down, and it says, put fringes on your garment, the border blue. So when you look down, you're reminded to keep the law. Because in order for you to pick up sticks, you have to bend down. So when you're bending down, you look at the fringes and you say, oh, that's the Sabbath. Let me not pick up them sticks. So let's listen on.
And also take us to where those, those particular things that will represent the laws in their minds. What you see Amalek doing it today, those fake Jews, those ish people, the little head, big nose people, you see them doing it, But that was something that was supposed to be spiritual. The laws are supposed to be in you, supposed to, do them. Which the Lord knew we couldn't do it perfectly, but that's why we're going to enter that second covenant, that new covenant, Lord willing, by way of Yahweh Shai, which the Lord is going to put the laws, statutes, and commandments within us. Okay?
Are we in a new covenant? Nope. We're going to be in a new covenant when the Most High changes us, and we're going to keep the laws perfectly. Are we in the old covenant? We're supposed to be yes. We're supposed to be practicing the laws originally to the best of our ability. So you can say we're in between the old and new covenant, which we can't keep perfectly, but ultimately we will keep perfectly because he's going to write it in our hearts. Let's listen on.
And he's right. See, Ezekiel 9:4, when you go into that word, Mark, it's a different word from the MOTB. You read Ezekiel 9:4, that word mark, it says, go into the midst of the city, in the midst of Jerusalem, set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sign their cry. That word for mark in the Hebrew is tawaf, which means an exemption from judgment. What makes you exempt from judgment? Your faith and belief in Yahweh Shai and his word. You're being sealed with those names, Yahweh Shai, okay? And you're being sealed with the Holy Spirit, or Hakadash, and you having his word within you. You believe in the word. That makes you exempt from the judgment to come. That's different from the mark of the beast system. Let's go. Let's listen.
In the book of Ezekiel 9:4 was talking about set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sign cry against the abominations that be in the society. So having it on your forehead meaning that it's in your mind. But in your mind, if it's in your mind and it's not being shown through your actions, what good is it? So it's beyond that. That's the reason why another part of it
and that's why we got to be changed. That's why we got to be changed ultimately. And we rehearse the righteous acts to the best of our ability. But to you, IUIC, fringes ain't going to save us, man. Fringes are not going to save us. Yahweh Shai is going to save us. Y'all making a big deal about fringes. What about Yahweh Shai and the prophecies? That's more important, man. Now, there's nothing against wearing the fringes, but once again, you don't want to make yourself a target, which we're a target anyway, and they're gonna come for us anyway. But see, you guys, you want to make yourself an unnecessary target. You know, putting up on surface.
I wonder if they put fringes on their pajamas.
You know, and we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to keep this thing simple and do the work. We already have a platform. There's no need to run up on these churches. We have a platform. Keep it simple. But let's play.
With the phylacteries around the arm. So the reason why it was around the arm, because your action is supposed to be reflective of what's in your mind. Here's the contrast. When the
he's right on it. You're right here. He's right. Check this out.
We just talk about the mark of the beast. It's just a different mark. You got the mark of God and you have the mark of the beast, which is the mark of sin. Y'all understand?
The MOTB is something physical. The mark of the Heavenly Father is something spiritual. You read Ezekiel 9 and 4, you read Revelation chapter 7, that's something spiritual. Okay? Esau Edom's mark is physical. I'm gonna keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. Till I'm purple, all right? This is just the truth, man.
The mark of sin being in your mind and in your hand, meaning that you execute through action what's in your mind. So that means you commit the sin that your mind is generating.
That's the stupidest breakdown I ever heard. Yo. Now, when you go to Revelation 13, I'm going to show you that it's not sin. It is a sin, but it's not sin. So the Most High is going to destroy this guy if he don't repent. Let's go to Revelation 13. And maybe too many of these IUIC guys be window shopping our videos and they kind of whispering, you know, I don't know, the GMS guys might be right. I should have joined up with the GMS guys. But I like them fancy garments, so I'm going to stay with the IUIC. Okay, let me do this here. '14 verse. And deceive them that dwell on the earth in the oikoumene sense. I believe the word in the Greek is Gaia or Gia. We get the word geo, meaning the whole earth, by the means of those miracles, technologies, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. The beast represents that system, NATO and the EU, America and Canada, saying to them that dwell on the earth, the whole planet Earth, oikoumene, that they should make an image to the beast. Now, Bishop Nathaniel says the image of the beast is a picture of Caesar Borgia. When they set up the chipping station, they're not going to have no picture of Caesar Borgia out there while you're getting marked up. That's fucking stupid. Which had the wound by a sword and did live. What is that talking about? You got to go to the first 2-3 verses, 4 verses or whatever of the same chapter. The image is not a picture of Caesar Borgia. The image is a pagan Roman Empire over 2,000 years ago, which was wounded by a sword. What was the sword? They died. It was an invisible sword. And he, the beast system, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, meaning bringing back the ways of the, like when you look up the word image, the word is icon, and then there's another word, I'm not going to go into it, but it means to be like. Matter of fact, let me do that. I'm into a different subject. Vocab is not even important anymore. I'm going to show you something. Let me let you listen.
Strong's G 1504, icon.
Where you get the word icon, which is image, Greek for image. An image, figure, likeness, image, thing, use of a moral likeness of blah, 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 blah. So now let's go to the root of that word.
Strong's G 1503. ICO. ICO.
So an image of you, if somebody takes a picture and they show the picture around, it's not you, it's an image of you or a likeness of you, an icon of you. So that the root word here is ico, ico, which means what? To be like, to be like. So what is it saying? That they're being like the Romans because they are the Romans. This is Rome all over again. Go to Google and type in parallels between the downfall of the Roman Empire and America or whatever, and they'll give you the similarities. Check the similarities. Anyway, that was from this guy. What's his name? Can't even remember his name. I was watching him yesterday. Anyway, it says, and deceive them, the rest of the world that dwell on the earth, the rest of the world, by the means of those miracles, technologies. Can you imagine you taking your smartphone and you go back to the 40s and you got your smartphone, your pictures and all kind of stuff in there. You can't pick up things because of the web, but the things that you can do with that smartphone is amazing, right? Or say, you take somebody from the 40s and you put them in a time machine and you bring them up to 2022. He's going to bug out. He's going to bug the hell out, man. He's going to bug out. It says, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the image of those, by the means of those miracle technologies. And the charagma is part of the technology, is Esau's technology, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, the Roman Empire, and did live. So we're going to be like the Roman Empire. Go down to DC. Looks like a scene out of Rome. The architecture. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. What does it mean, life? Meaning set up the government, set up the policies, the laws, and so forth, right? That the image of the beast, which is the likeness of the pagan Roman Empire over 2,000 years ago, should both speak. How are they speaking? Guess what? All the senators, the Congress people, the presidents, they were all part of that Senate back to over 2,000 years ago. Everything is reincarnated. Instead of them wearing togas, they're wearing 3-piece suits and 2-piece suits. All them presidents, we did videos on that. All those presidents that you see now through the years, they were all at one time or another one of those Caesars back then. Everything is reincarnated biblically. It says, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, cut off. And he, the beast, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, Yahweh or Deacon Yahweh is saying that let me read that again. And he causes all, both small, rich, free and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand on their foreheads. He's saying, you just heard him say that. He's saying that's sin. Well, wait a minute. Wasn't we committing sin before the beast came on the scene? When did the beast come on the scene? You can read Revelation 20. When did Revelation 20 take place? The bottomless pit. In Revelation 9, Revelation 20. When did that take place? We all teach the same thing. During the time of the Spanish Inquisition, Christopher Columbus coming to the New World, they call it to this day the New World Order. That's when the beast came on the scene. But when the beast was formed, that was during the time of the EU nations coming together and the NATO nations coming together. And they spoke about all the time, NATO, mostly NATO, because it's the military part of the beast. So they're going to make you sin. So the beast is going to make you, we're going to make you sin. Nigga, you've been sinning before the beast came on the scene, man. Go back 2,000 years when Yahweh was on earth, Jake was sinning. During the time of Moses, Jake was sinning. During the time of Judges, Jake was sinning. So how in the hell is a beast going to make you sin when you're sinning already? How stupid that is. See, if you stop and think, your mind will open up. But these guys, what they do, they're masters of mimicry, if that's a word. They know how to mimic. They regurgitate. The great master, Bishop Nathaniel, teaches them a class. They take the notes, they memorize it, and they regurgitate it. So they're regurgitating everything, including this beast. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense that the mark, the charagma, is sin, because you were committing sin before the beast was even thought of. How fucking stupid is that? This is why we say we have 100% truth, and they don't. They don't. This is why our name always keeps coming up. Fucking stupidity, man. So let's listen to this regurgitator again. Oh, and when he got back, he was out there. He used to come up to the Connecticut. He came up to the Passover up in Connecticut. I believe he came more than once. And he was kind of out there. This is before Bishop Nate got together and all that. And he ran into him. And then he said, I'm going to show these guys that Cornelius is an Edomite. And then when he ran into a roadblock because Bishop Nathaniel told him, nope, Cornelius is an Israelite. But you know what? Had he Bishop Nathaniel kept teaching that Cornelius is an Edomite, guess what? He would have ran with it. So Bishop has power over this guy. You can see the string coming out his back. So that he ran into a brick wall. Bishop Nathaniel explained it to him, and now he sees that Cornelius is, oh, now I see it. But guess what? He's not going to see the mark of the beast because he doesn't listen to us. He listens to his puppet master, Bishop Nathaniel. So let's okay, let's listen to a little bit more. And you got to be, here it is, 2022, man. And you still teaching that nonsense? You still teaching that nonsense, man.
Way off. See, he's breaking it down like Pat Robinson is going to do. Rewind.
When the scriptures talk about the mark of the beast, it's just a different mark. You got the mark of God and you have the mark of the beast, which is the mark of sin. Y'all understand?
So he's saying the mark of the Heavenly Father, your actions are righteousness. The mark of the beast system, your acts are wickedness. You're acting out sin. No, man. You're going way off Yahweh, and you're breaking it down like Pat Robinson.
The mark of sin being in your mind and in your hand, meaning that you execute through action what's in your mind. So that means you commit the sin that your mind has generated from the mark of the beast, so to speak.
Way off. What turn?
Mark of sin. Y'all understand me? The mark of sin being in your mind and in your hand, meaning that you execute through action.
See, this is what he's doing. Let's go to Romans. This is exactly what he's doing. This is exactly what he's doing. He's doing the same thing that Bishop Nate is doing. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them. And that word for mark is scopeo, to watch them, which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. But they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the heart of the simple. He's a very eloquent speaker, right? Got the hands moving, the gestures. He pauses, you know. And so the people that are listening to him, that are taking it in, they're all simple. Their pineal glands are severely calcified. So let's listen to a little bit more of this madness.
What's in your mind? So that means you commit the sin that your mind has generated from the mark of the beast, so to speak.
That's way off. So, give me a second here. You go see these videos. Because, see, Pat Robinson, he's the damn devil. But see, he even knows that the MOTB is the CHIP. I'm going to say it again. Pat Robinson of the 700 Club, of CBN, the Christian Broadcast Network, he even knows that the MOTB is the CHIP implant. Let's go. Now, he's going to break it down similar to y'all was in this first video I'm going to play. And then you're going to hear him gradually tell the truth. You know, showing you these different televangelists and different people you see on TV in general that are set up. They're all paid for. They're set up. And it's like I said, you know, through the spirit, they're set up. And they're here to deceive you. He's even going to tell the truth. As the beloved Apostle Barr said, you have to know a lie to tell the truth. All right? You heard people y'all with South breakdown. Let's go to Pat Robinson. Choose the damn commercial.
This is Bob who says, does a microchip implanted in the body represent the mark of the beast? My wife thinks so and says she would die before letting someone implant one in her body, but I think she's wrong.
It depends on what kind of a microchip it is. I've got in my chest right here box. It's called a pacemaker, and it sends the right signal to keep my heart from being an AFib. And it's a nice thing to have. So that ain't the mark of the beast, that is a pacemaker.
Why does this devil need a pacemaker when he's so close to God? This demon right here, back during the time of Ben Kenslow, they used to have a segment that's called the Word of Knowledge. They got that from the scriptures, and they would say there's somebody with a heart condition. You're being healed right now in the name of Jesus. There's somebody that's blind. You are beginning to see in the name of Jesus. Can this motherfucker have a word of knowledge that he don't need a fucking pacemaker? And if you don't like the fact that I'm cursing, do not watch my fucking videos, all right?
So, but the mark of the beast is you can't, you're giving your head or your hand, your volition and your action unto this, Antichrist. That's
he breaking it down the same way. Y'all was solid. You broke it down similar to this guy, to the devil. Okay.
That is a pacemaker. So, but the mark of the beast is you can't, you're giving your head or your hand, your volition and your action unto this, Antichrist. That's
for you dumb hammerhead, coon ass, stupid, retarded Christians out there that teach about the Antichrist. You're gonna be looking for one man with a Brooks Brothers suit on. You bunch of fucking dummies. You bunch of idiots. There's no such thing as one Antichrist. They did put that movie out years ago, The Omen. That's that Hollywood BS. and you equated it to the scriptures. Oh, he's gonna wear a Brooks Brothers suit. How fucking stupid can you be, man? What does Daniel 12 and 10 say? Read that. That the wicked shall not understand.
The mark of the beast, and I don't think a little microchip is the which we're talking about.
Right. Now he's claiming it's not the paragma, but let's see him begin to tell the truth. See, you false pastors, you false prophets, y'all run from prophecy. You really don't want to see it. That's what it boils down to. Well, guess what? More than likely, a lot of y'all gonna live to see it. Now, Pat Robinson, he may croak, or he may be here to see it. Now, listen to him begin to tell the truth.
Mrs. Harold just says, will the mark of the beast be something we're tricked into taking, or will it be of our own free will?
We make so much of this mark of the beast and the Antichrist and so forth. And so we don't have the Antichrist right now. And I think people are talking about
this beast is the anti-Messiah.
You're looking at the Antichrist right there.
Esau, Edom is the anti-Messiah. But then
you know what? All you jakes that's into Christianity, you follow these Edomites because there's no color barrier with y'all. So it doesn't matter. All of you gonna go down, and guess what? I'm gonna be happy when you motherfuckers go down. When you start getting when the Most High separates your spirit from your body in heinous ways, in diabolical ways.
People in general, there'll be many anti-messiahs. It's not just one man. People read 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, speaks about the son of perdition. It's not just one man. That's the nation of Edom. The son of perdition is the nation of Edom. The Edomites, in particular, those top elite banking families, because they're the main ones causing all this chaos. All right, but there'll be many anti-messiahs. That's what we're learning from.
Okay. So I started with one subject and it went into something else. I'm gonna get ready to close it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you with one precept. This is Ecclesiastes 25, verse 7. And I was gonna go into Haman being hung and his sons being hung. That's in you can read about that in Esther chapter 9, chapter 8 and chapter 9 goes into detail. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Who's the number one enemy? Number one on the list are you Edomites. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.